Perfect. So let's directly start. So first of all, we need like the image plane and just make some preparation work. So we have like the right dimensions and proportions. So let's go here just to the top front view, and we can import this image as an image plane. So we can see it in the viewport and work with it. So right here, import or append, and select this blueprint and open it. And it's way too big because we work in millimeters. So just press S to scale, and then again S to scale it, like just in the middle. So something like that. And what we want to do, you see here. So again, just like a little disclaimer, like I'm not an engineer or something. So, and I don't have like super crazy experience in creating like technical precise models or something. We will use like those main values here, but so we will use like those values, so you can just learn a little bit to work also with the values, but you definitely don't need it. But then on the end, like if you then use like this iPhone, it will be like the absolute exact same size. So this is very handy, but I'm not like, I don't know, like going like here, this angle, so it's like the 1,000,000% exact angle, because we don't need it, but we will recreate just like an absolute perfect iPhone model. So with that said, first of all, we want to make it a little bit more transparent. So we just select this plane here, and let's call it also front, because we are in the front view and we will use like this front image. And so I select this whole image, and then I press M, and we can use this material manager for the plane. And here I just activate opacity and just bring the opacity a little bit down. So now let's first of all create a box, so like a rectangle with the size of the phone, so we can place the phone inside. So for that, just go here to the rectangle, go to the origin, press tab, and now let's just enter like the width, so 77.58, and length is 160.7. Press OK, and it's gone. So we have to do different. So again, shift, and again just 77.58 and 160.7, and now left click. Exactly. So now it's the same, the right dimensions, and now we can confirm it. So this will be here our box, and it's perfectly in the middle because we press tab. And now let's try to place like this image plane inside. So I press SS to somehow make it like the same size. Right click, confirm, and now G, and so G is for movement, but I can also just move it with my mouse. So again G, and I will bring it somewhere here to the middle. And I think we have to make it, first of all, I go to M and just make it a little bit less transparent, so we for now see it better. And I think you see we have to make it a tiny bit smaller, so SS. So we have something like that, just a tiny bit. Perfect. And I think now we can just bring it a little bit up, and now just play a little bit with left and right. And cool. So now you see it's almost exact, but that will be absolutely fine. We can maybe bring the plane a tiny bit down, just a pixel. Perfect. Awesome. So this will work fine, and we can already now create like those chamfers here. So we select with two, like this curve, and press B, and we will just drag it, and you see it's perfectly aligned. So something like that. So this will be like, like we will break the shape like into the frame, into the front and the back. So this is like our main shape. And now also I just want to bring that image plane to a little bit back, so it's not in the middle distracting us. So I press G and just bring it a little bit back, and again just M and give it a little bit more transparency. So this is fine. And now we want to go to the right and add also on the right this image plane, so we can give them like a thickness. And what we can do, we can just take this here and just shift D to duplicate it and call this right. And let's select, so we have like both of them, but let's just bring them both select them, press on this group icon here, and let's call it references. And already let's save it. So just Control S, and we call it iPhone course. Perfect. So now what we can do, we can just take one of those planes. Oh no, let's take the right one, press G and bring it up and just rotate it 90 degrees in that direction. So let's go here, and with Control you can snap in 5 degrees. So here 90 degrees. So now we also know, like here, this top part will be the same size as our rectangle. So let's go to the right view. So here and here, and we will make it, and let's bring it here to the back again. And again, we go to the right. And now let's just bring it to the middle of our edge here. So G, and now let's bring it to the middle here. So yeah, what I mean by that is, so select the plane, press G, and just bring that we, like this, our edge that we've created is like in the middle, right? So perfect. So we have like this line, so we can perfect orient it with it. So we have something like that. That looks absolutely beautiful. Right click to confirm, M to make it a bit more transparent, and fine. So let's start by creating the body. So first of all, we will select this plane here, and now we can drag it out, but it's only going one side. So to bring it also to the other side, we can just click and drag it and press tab, and then you see it will be also added to the other side. So we go to the right view, and first of all, we just drag a little bit out. So we have like this thing here, go to the right view, and oh, one more thing, we want that this plane is, so our body will be transparent to the plane. So Control Z is, I can just select the plane, press M, and bring it here to the front. And you will see what will happen if we again select the face, drag it out, and you see it's already like we can see through. So this is perfect. So we go to the right, and now we know exactly how far we have to extrude it. So let's extrude it like that. You see, so it's going like, yeah, to the end here, and just press tab, and then it will be also on the other side. So that looks absolutely perfect. And for now, we don't need, let's bring this plane just far behind, and also this, so it's not in our viewport. Yeah, so this is better. And let's select this edge and press H to hide it, and we have like our body here. Cool. So let's start with the screen, because yeah, that will be like very simple. So again, we go to the front view, but before we go to the front view, we want also to bring this to the front. So just M and press here front, and we go here to the front. And first of all, let's create like here this frame, because you see also this line in the middle, but I think it's like kind of protection glass or something. So we don't really need it. We just need like this thick line. So to create like an offset, we select here like this whole face and press O, and you see we can then offset it perfectly. So we go to the front, our face is selected, we press O, and we just drag it outwards. So I think, yeah, something like that. Right click, and we have something like that. Amazing. So now, and also let's bring all of our references into PureRef. So just download PureRef, and we can just drag like all of those different references inside, and it will also always stay on top. And if we go here, for example, to that view here, you see that the screen and the backside is going like a little bit outside. So let's already create that and use this new offset curve that we just created. So select with shift click and edge mode all of this, because we want to use this curve to cut the body. So press Shift D. So now we have it separate, right? And now we can press C and just select like this whole body here, right click. And now you see we have like two different bodies, and this will be our frame and this will be like kind of our screen. So I go again to this curve, I delete it with X, and I want now just selecting like this face here and just drag it a tiny bit outwards. So you see it's not showing here on the sketch, or maybe like the resolution is not high enough, but something like that. Right click to confirm it, and that should be fine. And also what we want to do now, it's something that we will need later. So let me just disable now like this image plane. So if I press on the eye, we will hide it, and I will just go here to the right view, because now like this main body, like our screen, is like too thick. We don't want it so thick, right? So we will just go here to the right and just create a line from the top, so not from the middle, like just a very thin line kind of, and here to the bottom, and it will snap so it's straight. Right click, and now just press C and select this body in the middle, right click, and now we don't need like this body here on the back side, so press X. And also we don't need the line, so press X. So we just have the screen. And what we can do now is just, we will use the screen and mirror it over on the back side. Because if we check here, like our reference image, like I guess logically, like this distance and this distance will be the same. So we will use our screen. Let's call this screen. Let's call this body frame, so everything is like nice and organized. Control S to save. We will select the screen and press Alt X to bring it here on the other side, right? So now we have like here the back side, and we have our front screen on the front. Let's call it front screen, so it's like clear for everyone. So what we can do now is, let's give our screen like a little fillet. Of course, not something like that, because that would be like too smooth, but we will just select like one edge and we will give it like a really tiny fillet, because yeah, otherwise like the glass would be too sharp. Cool. So now let's work with the frame. So now if we have here like this reference image, you see on the front we have like this speaker hole kind of, right? So let's create that. Oh, and for that, so let's undo our curve here. So press just Alt Z, and let's just select our front screen and press Alt Shift H to solo it. And now let's go to the front, and you see we also have it here. Perfect. So let's cut this little piece out. First of all, I will create like a supporting line, because if I create a line here and here, I can't snap it here to the middle. So for that, I will just use like a little trick. I will just, like any line just in the middle here, and I will just bring it to the center. You see, so it's absolutely in the middle. And now we can zoom in, create a new line, and just select it here, and with control click, so it's not snapping, we will bring it somewhere here. And now we should, you see, we can't snap it because our X-ray mode is not activated. So just press Alt Z. So yeah, you don't see a lot of difference, but we can kind of see now our line through. So now we can, you see, we can just snap it to this middle line. So right click, and yeah, I don't know why it's not connected, but if it's not connected for you, just select them both, press J, and let's give like this edge a little fillet. So press B and just drag it a little bit outwards. Yeah. And we want to mirror it over, so Alt X, press X again, right click, both are selected, press J because those are two separate curves. Now it's one curve. Awesome. And now we can just again press C, select this main body, right click, and we can just delete it. So yeah, we have something like that. And let's now, okay, so this model will be like high poly, so it will be like absolute exact. So now we can give here like 2 fillets, and yeah, like those 2 fillets will be very small. And so we can just use again like one edge of the whole screen, and again fillet everything, you see. So we can fillet now everything, just a very tiny thing. So the cool thing with high poly is, so if you're going for more low poly, then obviously you don't have to do it, but high poly, if you then use it then for renders and all that stuff, it will just look 1 trillion times better if it's like close up and something, or animations, right? So that looks fine. And I think now our screen is already ready, because yeah, like the whole thing here and the notch and all that stuff you can do, or you have to do with the texture. So let's bring with Alt H everything back. And this was like our screen part. And we can go now and work with the frames. So see you in the next module.